The Godfather remains one of the most celebrated films in cinematic history, a Francis Ford Coppola masterpiece that redefined the gangster genre and became a cultural phenomenon. But as time has passed, many of the talented actors who brought this legendary saga to life are no longer with us. Today, we remember their real names, ages, and the paths their lives took after the movie ended. Richard S. Castellano as Peter Clemenza. Richard S. Castellano was born on September 4, 1933, in the Bronx, New York. At the age of 38, he took on the role of Peter Clemenza in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a memorable warmth to the character of the Corleone family's loyal capo. With his charming smile and relaxed demeanor, Castellano made Clemenza an unforgettable figure, especially in the iconic scene where he teaches Michael Corleone how to shoot. Beyond the silver screen, Castellano's personal life was colorful. He married Ardell Sheridan in 1954, and they had 3 children, living a quiet family life in North Bergen, New Jersey. However, his health began to decline due to weight issues. He passed away on December 10, 1988, at the age of 55 in North Bergen, New Jersey, from a heart attack related to complications from obesity and heart disease. Abe Vigoda as Salvatore Saltesio. Abe Vigoda was born on February 24, 1921, in Brooklyn, New York. At 50 years old, he embodied Salvatore Saltesio in The Godfather in 1971, giving the role of the loyal capo who ultimately betrays Michael Corleone a haunting depth. With his stern face and thoughtful gaze, Vigoda made the audience feel Tesio's internal conflict, especially in the tragic ending when he is dealt with for plotting against the family. Beyond his career, Vigoda enjoyed a stable marriage with Beatrice Schei, whom he married in 1968, and they had a daughter. Sadly, he passed away on January 26, 2016, at the age of 94 in Woodland Park, New Jersey, due to natural causes after a prolonged period of health deterioration. Richard Bright as Al Neri. Richard Bright was born on June 28, 1937, in Brooklyn, New York. At 34, he took on the role of Al Neri in The Godfather in 1971, portraying a cold and loyal hitman who becomes Michael Corleone's trusted enforcer. With his calm yet menacing presence, Bright brought a mysterious allure to Neri, especially in intense action scenes like the assassination in the church. Beyond his career, Bright led a private personal life. He married actress Rutanya Alda in 1977, and they lived happily together in New York. However, fate brought about an unexpected end. He passed away on February 18, 2006, at the age of 68 in New York City, New York, after being struck by a bus while crossing the street. Marlon Brando as Don Vito Corleone. Marlon Brando was born on April 3, 1924, in Omaha, Nebraska. At 47 years old, he transformed into Don Vito Corleone in The Godfather in 1971, delivering a legendary performance that defined the image of the powerful yet human crime boss. With his distinctive raspy voice and deep, penetrating gaze, Brando made Vito a symbol of wisdom, family loyalty, and necessary ruthlessness. This role not only earned him an Oscar, but also became a benchmark in film history. Off-screen, Brando led a complicated romantic life, having been married 3 times and fathering at least 11 children. He married Anna Kashfi, Movita Castaneda, and Tarita Terripaya, but these relationships were troubled. Later in life, he faced respiratory issues due to emphysema and congestive heart failure. He passed away on July 1, 2004, at the age of 80 in Los Angeles, California. John Cazale as Fredo Corleone. John Cazale was born on August 12, 1935, in Revere, Massachusetts. At 36, he portrayed Fredo Corleone in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a fragile, haunting depth to the middle son of the Corleone family. With his sad eyes and trembling voice, Cazale depicted Fredo as both tragic and pathetic, especially in the confrontation with Michael, highlighting the heartbreaking betrayal of loyalty. This role proved his extraordinary talent in a brief but brilliant career. Beyond his cinematic brilliance, Cazale led a simple life with his partner Meryl Streep, who stood by him in his final days. He was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer, which spread to his bones. Cazale passed away on March 13, 1978, at the age of 42, in New York City, New York. James Caan, as Sonny Corleone. James Caan was born on March 26, 1940, in the Bronx, New York. At 31 years old, he took on the role of Sonny Corleone in The Godfather in 1971, bringing explosive energy to the hot-headed eldest son of the Corleone family. With his strength and intense emotions, Caan made Sonny an iconic figure of family loyalty mixed with deadly impulsiveness, especially in the dramatic ambush scene. Shifting to his personal journey, Caan went through 4 marriages with D.J. Mathis, Sheila Marie Ryan, Ingrid Hajek, and Linda Stokes, and had 5 children. He passed away on July 6, 2022, at the age of 82 in Los Angeles, California, from a heart attack related to myocardial infarction and coronary artery disease. Morgana King as Carmela Mama Corleone. Morgana King was born on June 4, 1930, in Pleasantville, New York. At 41, she portrayed Carmela Mama Corleone in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a gentle yet resilient quality to the wife and mother of the Corleone family. With her warm voice and loving gaze, King made Carmela the silent heart of the family, a strong woman behind the powerful men. Beyond this role, off-screen, King married jazz musician Tony Frusella and later Willie Dennis, but both marriages ended in tragedy. Frusella passed away due to addiction, and Dennis died in a car accident. Later in life, she fought against non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. She passed away on March 22, 2018, at the age of 87 in Palm Springs, California. Gastone Moschin as Don Fanucci. Gastone Moschin was born on June 8, 1929, in San Giovanni Lupatoto, Italy. At 45 years old, he took on the role of Don Fanucci in The Godfather Part II in 1974, bringing a terrifying arrogance to the Italian extortionist during Vito Corleone's early years. With his authoritative demeanor and sinister smile, Moschin made Fanucci a memorable villain, despite his brief screen time. In his personal life, Moschin lived happily with his wife Marzia Ubaldi, an Italian actress, from 1970 until his passing. They had 1 daughter and enjoyed a peaceful life in Italy. Later, his health declined due to heart disease in his final years. He passed away on September 4, 2017, at the age of 88 in Terni, Umbria, Italy, from complications related to cardiovascular disease. Michael V. Gazzo as Frankie Pentangeli. Michael V. Gazzo was born on April 5, 1923, in Hillside, New Jersey. At 51, he portrayed Frankie Pentangeli in The Godfather Part II in 1974, giving an emotional and vivid portrayal of the loyal but torn capo of the Corleone family. With his distinctive gravelly voice and emotional outbursts, Gazzo made audiences empathize with Pentangeli, especially in the scene where he faces betrayal and death. This performance earned him an Academy Award nomination, cementing his outstanding talent. Diving into his personal story, Gazzo married Grace Sarkeesian and later Janice Rule. He had 3 children and spent much of his time pursuing a career in writing and acting. He passed away on February 14, 1995, at the age of 71 in Los Angeles, California, from complications related to the stroke. Alex Rocco as Mo Green. Alex Rocco was born on February 29, 1936, in Cambridge, Massachusetts. At 35, he played Moe Greene in The Godfather in 1971, bringing an enticing arrogance to the Las Vegas casino mogul who clashes with Michael Corleone. With his confident demeanor and sharp voice, Rocco made Moe a memorable antagonist, especially in the bold assassination scene. Shifting to his personal life, Rocco married Sandy Elaine Garrett in 1966, and after her passing, he remarried Shannon Wilcox in 2005. He had 3 children and enjoyed family life alongside his career. However, in his later years, he was diagnosed with cancer. Rocco passed away on July 18, 2015, at the age of 79 in Studio City, California. Bruno Kirby as young Clemenza. Bruno Kirby was born on April 28, 1949, in New York City, New York. At 25 years old, he played young Clemenza in The Godfather Part II in 1974, bringing youth and loyalty to the younger version of Peter Clemenza. With his bright smile and enthusiasm, Kirby portrayed Clemenza as a reliable companion to Vito Corleone during the early days of building the empire. This role was a standout in his otherwise comedic and versatile career. Looking beyond the screen, Kirby married actress Lynn Sellers in 1987, and they lived happily together without children. His life was tragically cut short when he was diagnosed with leukemia. Kirby passed away on August 14, 2006, at the age of 57 in Los Angeles, California. G.D. Spradlin as Senator Pat Geary. G.D. Spradlin was born on August 31, 1920, in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. At 54, he portrayed Senator Pat Geary in The Godfather Part II in 1974, bringing a cunning and captivating energy to the corrupt Nevada politician. With his deep voice and commanding presence, Spradlin made Geary a symbol of moral decay, especially in his confrontation with Michael Corleone. This role was one of the highlights in his long career. Stepping into his personal world, Spradlin married Nell Spradlin in 1944, and they had 2 children, living a peaceful life in California. In his later years, his health declined due to old age. He passed away on July 24, 2011, at the age of 90 in San Luis Obispo, California. Lenny Montana as Luca Brasi. Lenny Montana was born on March 13, 1926, in Brooklyn, New York. At 45 years old, he took on the role of Luca Brasi in The Godfather in 1971, delivering a fearsome and memorable portrayal of Don Vito Corleone's loyal enforcer. With his muscular build and cold stare, Montana made Luca a symbol of silent strength, especially in the awkward scene where he thanks Don Vito. This role was a surprising turning point for the former professional wrestler. Turning to his personal tale, Montana married Sylvia Montana and lived a private family life in New York. Before acting, he was a famous wrestler, but his health declined due to the harsh lifestyle. He passed away on May 12, 1992, at the age of 66 in Lindenhurst, New York, from a heart attack. Vito Scotti as Nazarene. Vito Scotti was born on January 26, 1918, in San Francisco, California. At 53 years old, he played Nazarene in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a warm authenticity to the friendly baker who seeks help from Don Vito Corleone. With his approachable demeanor and heartfelt voice, Scotti made Nazarene a memorable supporting character, representing the common people who rely on the power of the Corleone family. Beyond his career, Scotti married Irene A. Scozzari in 1942, and they had 2 children, living happily in California. However, he faced lung cancer due to years of smoking. Scotti passed away on June 5, 1996, at the age of 78 in Woodland Hills, California. Sterling Hayden as Captain McCluskey. Sterling Hayden was born on March 26, 1916, in Upper Montclair, New Jersey. At 55, he portrayed Captain McCluskey in The Godfather in 1971, delivering a tough, challenging performance as the corrupt cop protecting the Tattaglia family's drug operations. With his tall frame and authoritative voice, Hayden made McCluskey a formidable foe for Michael Corleone, especially in the scene where he's shot dead in the restaurant. Looking beyond the screen, Hayden had a complicated love life with 3 marriages, including to Madeleine Carroll and Betty Ann DeNoon, and had 6 children. In his later years, he battled metastatic prostate cancer. Hayden passed away on May 23, 1986, at the age of 70 in Sausalito, California. Al Martino as Johnny Fontaine. Al Martino was born on October 7, 1927, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At 44, he played Johnny Fontaine in The Godfather in 1971, bringing an emotional charm to the famous singer, aided by Don Vito Corleone. With his sweet singing voice and handsome looks, Martino turned Fontaine into the embodiment of Hollywood dreams intertwined with dependence on the crime family. Looking beyond the spotlight, Martino married Gwendolyn Wenzel in 1966, and they had 3 children, leading a fairly stable life. However, his health declined due to aging and cardiovascular issues. Martino passed away on October 13, 2009, at the age of 82 in Springfield, Pennsylvania, from a heart attack. Tony Giorgio as Bruno Tattaglia. Tony Giorgio was born on September 27, 1923, in Syracuse, New York. At 48, he portrayed Bruno Tattaglia in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a mysterious allure to the son of Don Philip Tattaglia, one of the 5 crime families in New York. Stepping into his personal world, Giorgio married Patricia McGowan and had 1 child, living between New York and Los Angeles. Before acting, he was a famous stage magician and gambling expert, having performed at the Magic Castle and worked for Playboy clubs. Later, he faced cardiovascular issues in his later years. Giorgio passed away on February 1, 2012, at the age of 88 in Los Angeles, California, from a heart attack. Franco Citti as Calo. Franco Citti was born on April 23, 1935, in Rome, Italy. At 36, he played Calo in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a quiet loyalty to Michael Corleone's bodyguard in the Sicily scenes. With his sharp gaze and calm demeanor, Citti made Calo a dependable companion, especially in the emotional moment when he stands by Michael after Apollonia's death. Turning to his personal journey, Citti led a life deeply connected to Italian art. He never married but had a long-term partner and 1 son, living mostly in Rome. In his later years, he suffered from several strokes. Citti passed away on January 14, 2016, at the age of 80 in Rome, Italy. Saro Urzi as Vitelli. Saro Urzi was born on February 24, 1913, in Catania, Sicily, Italy. At 58, he took on the role of Vitelli in The Godfather in 1971, bringing a warm, down-to-earth quality to Apollonia's father, Michael Corleone's first love. With his deep voice and simple demeanor, Urzi made Vitelli a symbol of Sicilian hospitality, particularly in the scene where he introduces his daughter to Michael at the family's bar. Shifting to his personal story, Urzi led a simple life with his wife Maria Giuseppa and their 2 children in Rome after leaving Sicily. In his later years, he faced heart and lung problems. Urzi passed away on November 1, 1979, at the age of 66 in San Giuseppe Vesuviano, Italy, due to a heart attack. Marley passed away on May 22, 1984, at the age of 76 in Los Angeles, California, due to complications from the surgery. Though time has taken many of The Godfather's iconic stars, their unforgettable performances continue to shape cinema and inspire generations. Which actor's performance left the biggest impact on you? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.